Hello, everyone. Dakota, how's everybody doing? Tonight, I'm going to give you a little information on Diddy and Tom Hanks and Ben Affleck and Jen and DL Hugley's awesome interview. Hello, this is Dakota. How's everybody doing today? I wasn't here yesterday. I had a doctor's appointment, but I'm here today. As you can see, I have on my little faux piece because it is 20 degrees outside and it's unbearable. I'm sorry. I need to wear fur even in the house. It is just unbearable. So, how's everybody doing? I am so glad to be back, even though it's only been one day. I've been glued to the TV. I've been glued to the politics. I am politicked out. I know everybody knows what's going on with the Trump and the Musk situation, with the nuclear weapons and the Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, U.S. aid, Putin, Sawinski. I'm thinking of Monica Sawinski. Lewinsky, isn't that how you, the guy in Ukraine? I'll come back. I'm tired of looking at it. It's the same thing over and over and over. I will catch it in a couple days and then come back and report on that. Anyway, well, first we're going to talk about Diddy, just a little bit about Diddy. Okay. Diddy, lawsuits, lawsuits, lawsuits. Diddy has he has a lawsuit out. It's not against him. It's him against someone else. Okay, so Diddy has a lawsuit, and it's not any of his civil cases. Okay, it's not a civil case. It's about his indictments. Okay, so Diddy is saying that no other person, especially a white person, has been prosecuted under the White Slave Traffic Act for hiring escorts from another state. So Diddy believes that because he's black and he's never heard of any white person, maybe his lawyers haven't heard of any white people, to get charged for the things that he's being charged for. And he wants some of his cases dropped because he thinks he's being singled out because he's a powerful black man. And no other white person has ever been targeted in a similar fashion. That's what Diddy thinks. He thinks that no other white person has been through what I'm going through, so I shouldn't be going through what I'm going through. Now, you know what I'm going to say. I mean, I don't know everything. I don't know everybody. But I never heard of a white person doing sodomizing and baby oiling and things like that to people. I just haven't. So, Diddy, I don't know what to say. It is a 13-page filing, and I'm still here. Hold on. Okay. Now I'm getting hot. I had to turn my fan on. Okay. It's a 13-page filing, and it was filed by his lawyers. Okay, now this is the thing. I think Diddy did this out of jealousy because Cassie Ventura, we all know Cassie Ventura, well, Diddy put out his suit the same day as Cassie put out her news. And we all know Cassie has a beautiful husband, 2 beautiful children. She's living her life, got a few $1,000,000 in the bank, and she deserved it. Her news is that she's pregnant. She's pregnant. Isn't that beautiful? She's beautiful. Yes, good for you, Cassie. Cassie is coming along just fine. And, I guess Diddy's mad. We know that misery loves company, and he probably just wanted to rain on her parade. There's no rain on a pregnancy parade. There's no rain, especially when you have a husband that loves you and you're pregnant. There's no rain. There's only sunshine, Diddy. There's only sunshine. And you could have had the same thing. Numerous times, you could have had the same thing. How about that? Okay? So it's probably eating him alive because she's pregnant, she has a husband, she has children, and her 2 little girls are beautiful. And the thing is, Diddy did not want that for Cassie. He didn't want all that for Cassie. If he wanted that for Cassie, then he would have married her. They would have had children together, and he would have treated her nice. But he didn't want that for her. Diddy did not want that for Cassie. And now he's mad because that's what she has. Is that some shit? See, I don't like people who, they don't like you, so they don't want anything good for you. He obviously didn't like her. I mean, she was pretty and all, but the way he treated her, he didn't like her. He didn't want her to be happy, or else, because all women, even women who say, "Oh, I don't want to get married. I love my single life, and I don't want to have any children. I like my body, and I don't want to have to get up and take care of kids and change diapers." Any woman you hear say that is a big fat liar. It's natural. It's natural for us to want a loving, strong husband, not a weak husband. I can't stand a weak ass man. Not a weak husband, a strong husband, and a kid or two, or three, or four, or five, or whatever. Every woman wants that. So if someone says, "Oh no, I don't want that," they're lying. They are lying. Okay. So that's Cassie. Congratulations, Cassie. Moving on. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. I was so stressed out when she got beat in that hallway. Gave me flashbacks. So that's Cassie. Lovely. See, I can't stop talking about it. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. Next is Tom Hanks. You guys know Tom Hanks. He was the man who starred in Castaway and Milton Phillips on the ship. I'm the captain now, or Captain Phillips, or something like that. He starred in those movies. Well, he got himself in a little bit of trouble. He did a skit on Saturday Night Live, and he had on a mega hat. And in the skit, he was on a podium talking with two other people. And Keenan is his name, the round black guy. He went, and he's such a good actor. Oh, he is such a good actor. He went to shake Tom Hanks' hand in the skit, and Tom wouldn't shake his hand because he was a black man. So Maga took that like, "Oh, you're calling us racist and you're making fun of us?" So he got backlash for that. And I think that's kind of weird, but that's the way the cookie crumbles in this world. The world is going upside down. Upside down. You know what? I need to buy a car. I need a Jeep. I need a snow Jeep. But my brother's saying, "No, you better not. You better hold on to what little money you have, because the price of eggs are going to triple, and bread is going to be non-existent, and we're not going to have meat anymore, and we might have to trap." Where did that come from? All right, anyway. So that's Tom Hanks. Okay, now here's a teeny bit about Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Gardner. Not Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Gardner. Okay, so, Ben and Jen's son, Flynn, he's driving now. He's 17 years old, 17, and now he's driving. And Ben and Jen are smart. You know why they're smart? Because, I'm going to tell you why they're smart. I got to turn this off. Oh, what the heck? Okay, I'm going to tell you why they're smart. They didn't go out and get this boy a tricked out Mercedes, or a Ferrari, or a Bentley. He didn't go out and do that. They got him a nice little clean white Toyota. That's what they got him. That's all he needed. Because I know from experience, a kid in the teens or early 20s do not need anything more than a hoopty. Trust me, I know. All right. I'll tell you why. My son, who is 21 now, last year, he totaled 3 cars. 3 cars he totaled. And one was a Tesla. So, good for you, Jen and Ben. Good for you. Okay. Next on the docket is Kim and Kroy Zosiak. Kim Zosiak from Housewives of Atlanta. The white girl with the blonde hair on Housewives of Atlanta. Well, she was married to Kroy, and I think they had 100 children. But they fight too much. The cops are always coming to their house, domestic violence, screaming, shouting. I can't even count the amount of times that the cops have been there in the last 2 years. So it's over. He's living one place, she's living another place. But they have been trying to sell their mansion, and a beautiful mansion it was. Here are some pictures. What a beautiful house. Clean, just beautiful. Anyway, they had the house on the market for a year and a half, and the original asking price was $6 million. $6 million, and it looked like it was worth $6 million. $6 million, a year and a half, and the price kept going down, 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 down. Oh, some lucky person. They sold it. Guess how much they sold it for? It was listed for $6 million. Somebody snagged it for $2.75 million. What a deal! What a deal! Some people just have $2 million just laying around in the bank, just like that. So their house is sold. No more fighting. No more police coming to the house. No more domestic violence, domestic disturbances. Even though the cops did come one time after they sold the house, it just never ends, because something about Kroy had cameras in the house, and Kim was in the house trying to move her stuff or do whatever she was doing. And she was mad because she thought she was being watched by him. She probably was. And she called the cops. So that was their last fight so far. So they sold their house, and some lucky dog got the house. It was a beautiful house. Beautiful. Okay. Now, finally. Now, I was just perusing the internet, perusing Google, whatever, and I saw Trevor Noah. He was talking about integration. Black people, white people, integration. And he was interviewing a doctor, and this is what she didn't think integration was good. She didn't think it was good because she says, why would you take one group of people and put them and stick them in the middle of another group of people's culture where they're not welcome, where it's just ugly, where it's just nasty, they're not included. So let me let you hear what she has to say. And then on TMZ, this was on TMZ, I found this, D.L. Hugley gave his account on integration. And he said it so eloquently. It's about 6 minutes, but it's going to be 6 minutes that you are going to love to hear. D.L. Hugley, check the doctor out, and hers is just 10 seconds. And then please stay till the end for D.L. Hugley. And guys, remember, I'm a new channel trying to grow. So would you please like, share, and subscribe? I would greatly appreciate it. And if you like, then the video will go out to other people. It would help the algorithm. So I would really appreciate it. So check out these two videos.
I'd love to know if you think integration was the right solution, maybe. On the other side of, America, of civil rights.
Yeah, no, I don't. When you're being integrated into institutions, into a culture that's a supremacist culture, that's a culture that feeds off of hierarchy, that feeds off of insecurity, anxiety, why are we being integrated into that?
But listen, we always say we put all ideas out here, and we're going to have a discussion about it with one of our favorite people. D.L. Hugley is joining us right now. D.L., I always say, before you come on, I always go we're not necessarily going to find any humor in this, but we've spoken to you enough that I know at some point you're going to. But welcome back to TMZ Live, man. How you doing?
I'm actually, that may be the stupidest thing I've ever, and first off, I've heard enough from South Africans this year. That's enough. I'm not gonna between Elon Musk and Trump, I don't need to hear about race from two dudes from South Africa. I heard enough.
There it is.
Because ultimately,
didn't take long.
Elon Musk is on his way to putting us back to that kind of theory. Black schools and HBCUs and our system exist, and she gets to say that virtually about every system that exists in America, from policing to banking to housing, every single one is inundated with white supremacy, all of it. So, and the thing that I find that I resent the most is that our story always starts in the middle. HBCUs came as a result of what we couldn't have. Everywhere we live, every black neighborhood is where we were told to live. Everywhere. Even school, like they want integration someplace. I bet you want it in the Super Bowl, because without black people, that would be rugby. So it's an interesting conversation to have, except that I think the outcome, I mean, where she lands is a bit disingenuous.
When I was, studying law and really dug into Brown versus Board of Education and all, my understanding was one of the underlying reasons why it was so important to integrate schools is because black schools were grossly underfunded.
And still are.
And still are. But by integrating, you're creating more of a level playing field where everybody's in the same school.
It should be the same.
What happened was whatever schools white kids could go to, when black kids started going there, they left and they took their resources with them. So they, in fact, became, look at every school, look at all the schools we go to that at one time, integration meant that we could come, and they left. Compton has an airport, not because black people live there. So not only did they leave, they took their resources. So this notion that integration ever existed was wrong. White flight happened as soon as the integration started. And with them, they took their resources. So we still, in effect, have virtually the same thing.
But do you think there's white flight still today?
I think that it's hard to run because now there's so many black people all over. But I think yes. I think yes. I think that absolutely there is. I think now what the phenomenon that generally happened is we came, they left, then they're coming back, and then we're leaving. You know what I mean? Like Oakland, you know what I mean? So the problem is that America never wants to start our stories in the middle. The problem isn't how we parse it out, how we divide it, how we navigate it. The problem is the white supremacy. It has inundated every aspect of our life, and it needs to be dismantled. But instead of doing that, they're dismantling DEI and affirmative action and all the things. You know what? DEI and affirmative action, all those things were white people were inherently so fair, they had the right rules, laws, so they would be fair. That's insane to me. You have to write laws so people would be fair.
And now
the very laws they wrote for them to be fair, they don't want to do anymore.
Is there something to the part that I was listening to is the fact that it is true that you are forcing black kids to go into a school where immediately the system isn't necessarily set up for them to win. But I guess you can't, if the best thing, if you wanted to take their theories.
Right, and honestly, I'm going to take you at your point, I believe. Besides athletics, what is set up for us to win? What system is set up for us to win? Name a system that is favorable to us.
And that's where I feel like immediately when Trevor said, all right, separate this from oppression and separate it from not being able to get a job. But you can't separate it. I mean, that's the whole point of integration in the schools, right? You can't separate it.
It would be just like trying to have a no smoking section on a plane. It's that insidious. Every aspect of our life, every single one. Parks are named after people that were racist. Schools are named after people that are racist. Airports are named after people. Holidays are people that. So it is. Racism and white nationalism is so insidious in America. The problem is it would be like trying to, like, say somebody has something like a bullet that's lodged in them, and it would be and taking the bullet out would do more harm than leaving it in. That is the system of American racism. So it's so insidious in every aspect of our life.
So I'm gonna use the Bill Maher card right now.
Please don't use Bill Maher.
I really like him, and let me tell you what he says that I think is true. I grew up, look, I was born in 1950, and I remember vividly the early 60s and seeing, people getting beaten over the heads with batons. Sure. I remember Mississippi and Alabama where they wouldn't let black kids into schools. It's better today. There's still racism, but it has gotten better over the years.
That is undeniable. But when we try to put someone, Ruby Bridges, who integrated schools in Alabama, Louisiana, is still alive. She's 71. She's still alive. So what America tends to do is act like it's so long ago. Yes, they don't wear hoods and maybe they don't do the things that they did before, but some of it is still so entrenched, so some of it's so insidious that I think that people. This is my honest assessment of it. I don't think most white people agree with the motives of white supremacists and white nationalists. I don't think they like their words, but I think they agree with their goals, which is to keep white people in charge. I think that they don't agree with the motive, they don't mind agree with the terminology or their verbiage, but they most certainly agree that white people should be in charge. If you look at the top things that America held out of tragedies, it isn't black people. It isn't DEI, it isn't diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's GCI. Greedy, corrupt, incompetent white men have been at the helm of every either natural incident they made worse, or it's either greed, corruption, or incompetence. Like we got planes dropping out of the sky. You fired the FAA. Like the goal was for egg prices to drop, not planes. That's not the point. We're not trying to do that. Like this is I watch white people watch the Super Bowl and they were like, I didn't see any black people at halftime, but you didn't notice that Trump doesn't have any black people in his cabinet. That's interesting to me. Like we only see what we want to.
Well, that's true. People definitely see what they want to see.
People tell me that Kendrick, like I heard white people, Kendrick Lamar, well, it was the worst halftime show ever. And you forget Madonna, 65 years, scooting around in hot pants. Come on now.
Damn.
Did he say it eloquently? You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. He's a fast thinker. He's a fast thinker. So that is my video for today, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. And remember, like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And to my subscribers, I really appreciate all you guys. Okay, everybody have a great night, and I will talk to you later. Bye.